Hey guys, hope all is well with everybody today. We're going to go over the Notre Dame Cathedral situation, the fire, and also how that is linked over to the Sri Lanka churches and hotels and the fire over there. But what I want to do is just kind of let you know some things here. And I know not everyone's going to like this video, but it is what it is. The truth is the truth, and it's got to go out. So we'll go over this. First of all, they built the cathedral, and the cathedral's construction was begun in 1160 under Bishop Maurice de Sully, and was largely completed by 1260. And then it talks about it was modified frequently, and then in the 1970s Notre Dame suffered desecration during the French Revolution. And what we know about the French Revolution, if you've done your research, it was all about the Freemasonry, basically taking rising up the peasant people to overthrow the government. And then we go on down, and it says approximately 12 million people visit Notre Dame annually, making it the most visited monument in Paris. The cathedral is renowned for its Lent sermons, founded by famous Dominican Jean Baptiste, I guess is how you say it, Henry Lacordaire. I'm not good with languages, guys. I'm just trying to get the truth and the information to you. In the 1860s. In recent years, an increased number have been given by leading public figures and state and so forth. Artwork, relics, and other antiques stored at the cathedral include the supposed crown of thorns, which Jesus wore prior to his crucifixion, and a piece of the cross on which he was crucified, a 13th century organ, stained glass windows, and bronze statues of the 12 apostles. The crown. Why now? I need y'all to truly, genuinely consider some things here, because we're fixing to get into some deep stuff. And if this is a church that is there to worship Christ or Jesus, then why do they keep the crown of thorns that was placed on his head to hurt him, to harm him? Why do they keep pieces of the cross that they crucified him on? Because they are symbolizing the murder of the Christ. I know, guys, like I said, Christianity has been infiltrated. All religions have been infiltrated. And the only answer to everything and anything is truth and love. It's the only two things that matter, truth and love. But we're going to get into this, guys, and what I want you to do is to consider, is this a church for the worship of God, the Creator, and Jesus Christ, the Son of God, or is it actually something else? And I'll put the link. This is obviously Wikipedia, and you guys can go through this whole thing. It gives the history, and it's pretty accurate about most of the things, but of course they're hiding a lot of things. But we'll go through it. This is what the actual setup looks like. This is a clue about things, and you can go through this whole thing. I'm not going to go through it with you guys. It would be boring. But we're going to go on and look at all sorts of different types of things. And these are sun-worshipping symbols. Let's get into this. First of all, here is a picture of the cathedral, the Notre Dame Cathedral. This is what it looks like, or it did look like before the fire. Here's another view of the same thing. The entrance. Sun symbolism. Statues here. Next. The gargoyles. Now these were added after the original construction. The gargoyles. They also have another name. But why would you have this in a church about love and about Christ and about if you're worshiping the true Creator who is love? All I'm trying to do is to get you to think for yourself. You take away from this whatever you take away from it. What I hope you do is that when you get done watching this video, you will go and you will do your own research and find out the truth of the matter. Does this look like a place that you would like to go worship God? Get religion out of your head, people. Get it completely out of your head. Religion is the most worthless thing ever created. It is there to control. It is there to divide. That's why it exists. I mean, I'm sorry this is kind of X-rated in a way, but this is reality. This is the truth of life. This is what really goes on in the world, guys. If you got your kids watching, I apologize, but my kids will know the truth, guys. No matter how disgusting it is, the truth is the only thing that matters. It is the most important thing, and so is love. These are all pictures of the different gargoyles and stuff that are on the Notre Dame Cathedral. And here's a kind of a farther out picture of everything. And I want you guys to understand that some of these gargoyles, have a purpose. They are rain diverters, because when the Freemasons came in, they didn't want all the mason to be demolished by the weather and the rain and all that kind of stuff. So they put these gargoyles like up in here, up here, right here, that divert the water away from the masonry work. Okay, but why use a gargoyle? Here's another gargoyle, and I may get a copyright hit because of the pictures I'm using, but these are on the internet and they're available to anybody to go look at. All I'm doing is showing them. That's all I'm doing. I mean, at some point, one person or another has to think for themselves. Now, understand that this cathedral was designed and put in place for the Catholics, and if you know anything about the Pope himself, you understand that there's a lot of child sacrificing going on. There's a lot of sexual things going on with children and bishops and stuff. There's a lot of things that the average person out there, and I'm sorry if you're average and you haven't done any research at all in your life, and this is just blowing your mind, but it's the reality of life. Religion is not what you need. It never will be. You don't need to claim yourself to be a Christian, a Buddhist, or Islam, or any other thing. Okay? Their religion is useless, people. He says your traditions, which is what religion is, your traditions make the Word of God to no effect. Okay? So why do they put these kinds of things on a place of worship? Again, you got the pyramid, all-seeing eye at the top. You got sun symbolism, the spires, the antennas. Again, all-seeing eye in the triangle. Symbolism's going to be their downfall. That's what Q said. Symbolism will be their downfall. When the truth comes out, guys, like I said, a lot of people are not going to be able to handle the truth. A lot of people will not. But it will be available for all to know. And again, these ones that extend out like this, these are rain diverters. So when the rain hits, it comes down, it goes out, and it comes out of the mouth and falls to the ground, never hitting any of the masonry work, protecting the masonry. So you tell me. I mean, is this a place that you would want to go and to worship in? Does this look inviting to you? Does this look holy to you? Does this look loving to you? Does it? And here we got a better image where there's a lot of these things, and again, out of the mouth that's where the water comes out. Okay, but why would you choose these evil, wicked-looking creatures? Okay, there's a reason for this. If you don't understand what was going on in the days of Noah, then you're not going to understand why they use this symbolism. If you don't understand that they were manipulating DNA and they were creating hybrids, half human, half animal, and all these things that were going on in the days of Noah that caused the Creator to come down and to destroy the earth and all living things thereon, because they had all corrupted themselves. They were no longer human beings. They were no longer the creation of the Creator, but of man, and they were out of control and evil in every imaginable way. Then you're never going to understand the symbolism that's going on all of these cathedrals around the world. And if you don't understand Freemasonry, you're not going to understand it either. All I'm trying to do is to get you to open up your mind and to say, okay, something's not right. Let me go research. Let me not take the growing awareness word for anything. Don't let me take anybody else's word for anything. Let me go do my research and let me find out for myself what is the truth. Because that's what's important, people. You need to find out for yourself. You need to do your own research. You need to come to your own facts so that you can come to your own conclusion, so that you know that you know that you know what is the truth, not what someone told you. And here's a closer version. So the water would travel down through there and kind of fall out of the mouth. This one's broken off, and it'd come out of the mouth. Now, inside the catacombs, down below the cathedral, Notre Dame Cathedral, and throughout all of Paris and that whole area, and underneath of the Vatican as well, are catacombs. And in the catacombs, millions and millions and millions of people were sacrificed, were killed, were murdered. And they keep the heads and the skulls of these people. Still to this day, They're down there in the catacombs. And understand that these catacombs connect all throughout France. I mean, they connect. They all connected. There's tunnels and underground things that go all over the place, connecting all of the different cathedrals. And if you're a Catholic, people, all I can suggest to you is that you consider to do some research concerning the Catholics and where they come from, where they came about, who is the Pope, why is it the Pope, the word Pope meaning Father, okay? When the scriptures tell you you don't call anybody Father except the Father, Jesus' Father, the Creator, the one who was revealed to the world through the Christ. And what you're going to find out, people, is that this fire was not done by terrorists or any other people. This fire was done by the white hats. What? Yes, by the white hats. I'm telling you right now, what was planned out was a 9/11 type event where thousands and thousands and thousands of people would have been killed. And so what they did is they set the place on fire and prevented it. But then the black hats took that and said, okay, that's fine. You want to take down our opportunity to sacrifice to our God? Then what we'll do is we'll go over here to Sri Lanka. And this is why Sri Lanka is tied into it. They went over there to Sri Lanka and they divided it amongst the churches over there and started blowing all them up in all the hotels, which is where the tourist people stay, so they could take out as many lives as they could. All they did was they diverted what they were originally going to do over at Notre Dame to Sri Lanka. Okay, you're going to find out that there's also evidence that has been hidden here in the Notre Dame Cathedral. But you tell me, is this a true, genuine place of worship, to go worship the God and Creator who is love? He's nothing short of love. He is love. He is light. He's nothing short of those things. Do you understand what really goes on in this world? Like I said, I haven't even begun to talk to you about human trafficking, child trafficking, sex trafficking, and all the sacrifices to Satan and to Baal and to all the different gods that they serve. I haven't even begun to get into any of that kind of stuff because I don't think in general people are ready for it. They will be as it begins to drip out. But I don't think right now, I think the average person would just freak out, flip out, and say you're a lunatic. And so I haven't really got into the details of all these things yet. And then we speak of the 12 apostles that we read about on Wikipedia, and what did the Freemasons, the Democratic Party, and the Freemasons, when they came in, what did they do? They beheaded all 12 of the disciples. All 12 of the disciples. This ought to tell you stuff. This ought to get the brain triggered and alarm bells going off in every imaginable direction. Hybrids. The hybrids. If you don't understand what was going on in the days of Noah, guys, you're not going to understand what's going on in the end days, because he says, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be at the coming of the Son of Man. Okay, the end is just like the days of Noah, where they are doing genetic modification to human beings, animals, and all sorts of things, and creating all these hybrids and all these different things that were going on that corrupted the whole world. We had giants eating people and all sorts of crazy, crazy things that were going on in the days of Noah, and Noah alone was found righteous. He was found to be pure, to be still a creation of the living God. And again, the 12 disciples. And what do? They claim, well, we thought they were the kings. No, they didn't. They knew exactly what they were doing when they did this kind of stuff. But I mean, I don't know, guys. Is this what you want to go? This the place you want to go to worship your God and your Creator? You tell me. You tell me. Do you know the full story? Probably, most likely, you don't. But what happened with the fire had to do with the white hats. They were preventing a mass massacre that was going to take place. The black hats then shifted, and they took them out in the churches over there in Sri Lanka and the hotels, so that they could still get the right amount of number of people for the sacrifice. They're trying to bring in their God. Who's their God? If you can go do your own research, but the fact of the matter is, it is Lucifer, it is Satan. That's who they worship. That is their God. Baphomet. And that's exactly who this is. So guys, what I suggest is that you go and you do some research on your own. Don't get it from me. Don't get it from another channel. Don't get it from this place or that place. But go out there and do some genuine research. If you don't know nothing about the Freemasons, start with the Freemasons and understand who they are and what they do. If you don't understand secret societies, get an understanding of secret societies. If you don't understand the Pope, who claims to be the Father, the victor of Christ on earth, then you need to do some research into that area. If you don't understand the catacombs, you need to go study out the catacombs. You need to understand the past, not the lies and deceptions you were taught in your school and taught in all sorts of different directions from different people and all sorts of different things. You need to get to the facts, the actual genuine facts, and decide for yourself what is the true history that we've not been told. And then you'll begin to understand why Notre Dame was set on fire. And you'll also begin to understand why Sri Lanka, what happened in Sri Lanka, why it happened. Guys, I love you. Get in the Word. Get the Word in you. It is the most important thing you can do. I promise you. The Word is the living Word. You get that in you, and you'll be a whole lot better off, I promise. Anyways, guys, I just want you to expand your thinking. Learn to think for yourself. That's what Q has constantly, consistently, and endlessly told you. That's the whole agenda of the Q operation, is to drop the intelligence and to get you to go out and do the research and and get the facts and prove for yourself what is the truth. It's the most important thing. Truth and love, the only two things that matter. Truth is more important than anything. Love is more important than anything. Okay? Those are the two things that matter. Everything else doesn't matter. They come second. Truth and love. I love you guys. Talk to you later.